Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Weekly Crypto. Today, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin. Also, I will talk about coronavirus, just touch on a little bit. Yesterday, we talked about that low antibodies level from the recovery patients. And today, we will talk about can a person recover from the coronavirus get infection the second time? So, before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the upcoming videos. And also you can follow me on Twitter, library.tv, and Patreon as well. Of course, in Patreon, I post a whole bunch of video about the where you can buy surgical masks, N95, stuff like that. And of course, right now is a mask shortage right now. And of course, there's a patient zero in Wuhan. It started from Wuhan anyway. So you can find out who is patient zero in this video. And of course, right now people fight for safety. You can there's some platform is still available to buy gold and silver. You can check it out. Essential vitamins for preventing coronavirus is important. Right now, you need a good immune system to protect you from this coronavirus. So if you're interested, you can join my Patreon group. So let's talk about the Bitcoin quickly. So Bitcoin CEO Arthur Hayes, he talked about basically all in, I can't say this word, on Bitcoin and gold. So I'm not surprised. I mean, to me, right now, everybody fight for safety and because of the printing press around the world, not only in the US, in Europe, in European country, they are open the printing press because of the COVID-19, and they have to subsidize their citizens and all that. The only way they can do it is the printing and printing. So with the COVID-19 and the printing press, of course, inflation is coming up, but this is just common sense. If you're printing all this money to giving to average Joe, inflation is coming. The reason for the past decade, even though they're doing printing press, the inflation, we still have it. I mean, I think in the US or in the European countries still have some type of inflation, but it's not that obvious because all this money in the 2008, they bail out, they all go to the big banks. And those money did not go to the average Joe or the regular citizens. All this institution got all the money. That's why the stock market is pumping up like crazy, as well as the real estate market as well, because all this money stay inside the institution, not to the average Joe. Right now, this money is going to the regular people. So if they go to regular people, and you're going to expect inflation anyway. So he talked about the US dollar is going to collapse, but the thing is, I think I think in my previous video, probably at least a year ago, I talked about the potential US dollars collapse. But anyway, nobody take it seriously. And so that's another reason, people fight for safety to go to gold and silver and as well as Bitcoin. But the thing is, Bitcoin is, at the very beginning, if the stock market is going to go down, I think I anticipate the Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency is going to go down as well. So this is if you notice that, it seems like whenever the stock market go up, the cryptocurrency go up. Whenever the stock market go down, the cryptocurrency go down as well. So I don't know if it's going to a decoupling relationship soon. I don't know. And he talked about could the Bitcoin price retest at 3,000? He said absolutely yes. I mean absolutely. He said. And he talked about I will take my inflation adjusted pocket rocket, go and Bitcoin and call your Bretton Woods 7-2 offsuit all in. Okay, I don't want to talk about this one. So what do you think about this? Are you going to be focused mostly in Bitcoin and gold? Yeah, because yes or no, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's up to you what you want to do. But the thing is, Bitcoin, to me, it seems like linking to the stock market at this time. For gold, obviously, depends, because when there's a margin call in the stock market, then or there's a margin call in the bond market. Bond market is not very liquid, right? Because bond market, you don't have a stock exchange to liquidate or buy and sell your position. It's not that transparent. So bond market is not that transparent. So to sell is kind of difficult too, right? So if they have a margin call in the bond market, then they will sell something that is easy to sell. For example, cryptocurrency, right? Cryptocurrency is open 24/7. They can sell anytime they want. And of course, another liquid asset is the stock market as well as the gold as well, right? Those are very easy to sell. So I'm suspecting if the bond market, right now there's a whole bunch of bond market crisis creeping up right now. So if the bond market is not going well, the rest of the stuff is not going to go well. That is my thought. So until they liquidate all that position, then they will finally stop the hemorrhaging, I guess. Anyway, that's my take on this. The next stop we're going to talk about the coronavirus. So coronavirus, they talk about, this is from Bloomberg, may reactivate in cure patients in Korea. So I don't like to use cure because once the virus enter the body, the virus is going to be there. You're not going to kill the virus, right? So we can just say recover. So they're talking about 51 patients have been recovered in South Korea, tested positive once again. And so basically, if they are tested positive, that means they can get reinfected and also they can also spreading the virus to other people, right? So this is not good. And I'm not surprised. Yesterday, I talked about the antibody level is pretty low for the people who recover from the coronavirus. And with the low antibody, with the low antibody, your immune system is not going to mount an immune response that is sufficient to kill the virus. I mean, it's too low. Then you have to go through the process like the 5 to 7 days period to build up to create another antibody to kill the virus. But if you already have a memory, it doesn't take 5 to 7 days. It takes right away. Just take care of the business, right? But then if the low antibody level, that means they have to relearn the virus and then take about probably 5 days to create another new antibody. So to fight off the virus. So this is not good. So I'm suspecting this coronavirus is going to lingering coming winter. So you guys got to be prepared, okay? So I don't want to say that, but it seems like this thing will not go away at this time. And the symptoms is very mild. That means those hidden spreader is going to spreading like wildfires. So I've been talking about that at least 2 months ago, back in January. I talked about this when nobody take it seriously. But anyway, so I'm suspecting this is going to lingering until winter. Maybe when I don't know, because there's some mixed study about this based on SARS. SARS do not like hot and humid weather. And coronavirus is part of the SARS family, right? Not the SARS family, part of the Wuhan coronavirus is part of the big coronavirus family, and SARS is part of the coronavirus family as well. So, but this thing is seems like a little bit different. It seems like some country, even it's hot and humid, they still have a lot of outbreak. So I'm not sure how it goes, but I think just based on what I read so far, I think if it's during the summer and it will be getting better. At least during the summer, the immune system for the human are better, right? Because during the winter, the immune system is weaker in most of the population anyway. So maybe that will help. So during the summer, it will die down because of the immune system. And so he talked about, let's see. So they talk about there's a patient fully recover when when 2 tests conducted within 24 hours period is negative, then the patient is fully recovered. But then that patient but then they're saying that it even tested negative, but then it turned out become positive once again. So it become so that person is contagious once again. So this virus is very tricky. It's very, very tricky. So I don't know. It's like insane. It's insanely tricky. So they have, let's see, even the same thing, reinfection in recover patients in China is also growing as well. And there's people tested negative and then tested positive again, and then even die from the disease after recovering and leaving the hospital. That is alarming. So when people discharge from the hospital, they think they're recovered. They don't have to be worried. No, you got to be careful. you probably still need to continue wear your mask. It doesn't mean that you have immunity, because the immunity is short-lived to begin with. And number two, the antibodies level is not high enough. It's not the titer is not more than 500. That means the immune system may not be able to fight the virus right away. So they have to relearn the virus. Once again, it takes about 5 to 7 days to create antibodies. And then, yeah, so that's not good. So that's another thing. So this is, I don't know, this is like insane, seriously. So the next stop, I will talk about the insurance company. They paused dividend payments. I'm not surprised. This is from Europe, and also in the I think in Europe, HSBC, those big banks, Barclays and Royal Bank of Scotland already stopped paying dividends to the shareholders, right? Those big banks in Europe, and I'm not surprised this will go to US as well eventually. So basically, this talk about from they have monies to pay the dividends right now, but the financial regulator told them not to do any dividends payment to their policy holders. So if you own a life insurance policy or those things, they give you dividends, right, every year. And although it's pretty low, I mean, it's still better than nothing. So, and they are talking about the insurer should pay close attention to protect the policy holder and maintain safety and soundness. Rather than giving out dividends, they want them to the insurance company to preserve the capital to give the payout to the policyholder, not in terms of dividends, but in terms of fulfill the obligations in the event the policyholder dies or whatever or whatnot. You have to fulfill the requirement rather than give out dividends. So this is more like a risk management right now. So they are probably very conservative. They anticipate something coming because of the COVID-19. There's anticipate of the financial turmoil and everything. So that's why they are doing very conservative measures in Europe right now. And also Bank of England also talk about that. I talked about in my previous video, those big banks in Europe, HSBC, Standard Chartered, Royal Bank of Scotland, Barclays, they have total 15.6 billion British pound could be given to shareholder, but then the Bank of England said no, you have to keep all this money. They keep all this money is because to weather the financial fallout. For example, people the mortgage default or consumer debt or business fail, they have to mortgage those. They have to weather those financial turmoil. So they want those company, the financial company, banks, insurance company to have a strong capital position. So just to weather those upcoming months, there's uncertainty and stuff like that. So let me know what you think about this. So I think just forget about focus too much on the virus at this time, because there's a lot of things behind the scene right now, and there are a lot more things coming up. So maybe it's time to shift gear to look at the financial stuff rather than the virus stuff, because as long as you keep your immune system in check and to protect yourself, wear a surgical mask if you have it, or some type of face mask to go outside if you really need to go outside. So I think that is important to protect yourself and your family. And other than that, don't worry too much on these things. Just maybe focus more on the financial at this time. And the mainstream media every day is talking about coronavirus almost every freaking hour. Just forget about that, man. So just look at something else, okay? And you know that my channel is always ahead of the mainstream media. Whatever I talk about is already happened. I talked about this at least 2 months ago. I talked about this at least in I think around January. I talked about this, and at the time, the mainstream media is focusing on something irrelevant, and so it's time to think about all this. What's your financial plan, and in the event there's a whole bunch of layoff and everything, what's your plan? What are you going to do? So you got to think about this, and after this things is over, what's your overall in terms of personal goals or personal plan? Are you still going to the rat race? I mean, are you going to work until the day you die? So you got to think about all this, right? So let me know what you think about all this craziness around right now. Please comment below, and if you have any questions, you can also comment. I usually answer your questions, but sometimes I got a little bit busy. But anyway, yeah, that will if you comment, that will help my ranking in YouTube. If you find this video helpful, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming videos. Also, hit the notification bell so you will be notified new videos coming up, and some of the video may be time sensitive as well. Remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, peace. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency, stock market, commodity can have inherent risks. Please use your due diligence. And I'm not a healthcare provider. If you have any questions or concerns about coronavirus, you should consult with your doctors.